Hi, friends. Hi, guys. Jayla, Emily, Carlos. Hey, guys. Can I get your attention?
I can hear you. Sorry, we didn't hear you.
Can I get your attention? Will, are you looking? Okay. Hi, guys. All right. I'm Miss Hentis, and we're going to be doing a lesson today over idioms. But before we get started, Will, let's sit up, bud. It's not going to be going on forever.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Sorry, I'm up.
Sweet, thank you. Okay, so my classroom expectations for today are going to be: number 1, be respectful. Number 2, be responsible. Number 3, be safe. Number 4, raise your hands when you need to speak. Can you guys all show me that you can raise your hands? Sweet, thank you. And then my last one is number 5 is try to keep your technology put away while I'm teaching and while others are speaking. That ties in big time to being respectful to me and to you guys as well. All right, so are we ready to?
What if we need to use the bathroom?
You can raise your hand and ask.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. What's up? If you need to go to the bathroom, yeah, you can raise your hand and ask.
Yeah, so, what if we need to use the restroom?
Yeah, if you need to use the restroom, you can just raise your hand and ask me, and then I'll let you go.
Okay.
Okay. All right, any more questions before we get started? Okay, let's go. So, have anyone ever heard, raise your hand if you have heard a parent, grandparent, aunt, uncle, teacher, anyone ever say that they have a frog in their throat? Mina?
Yes, my mother says that.
Okay, and Jayla, you've heard it before too?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So have you ever heard this and been super confused? And been like, why on earth do these people have frogs in their throats? Right?
Yeah, I didn't think that they had frogs in their throats, but yeah, I didn't get it.
Right, it's super confusing. And we're like, how did the frog get in there? We don't actually want a frog in our throat, do we? Yeah, no, that would be gross. So this phrase that I have a frog in my throat, this phrase is a type of idiom. Does anyone know what an idiom is before I show the definition? Raise your hand if you've
never heard of it.
Okay. Nobody has? All right. So an idiom is an expression that doesn't mean exactly what the words say. So when we say we have a frog in our throat, do we actually mean that there's a frog in our throat?
I don't think so.
No. What do you think it means? Just if I'm going and I have a frog in my throat. What do you think that the person is trying to say? Mina?
Yes, maybe if say you have a cough or maybe your throat is sore.
Right. Yeah, you're trying to clear your throat. You got something in there that tickles maybe. Yeah, so that's called, it's just a fun way to say that we have a tickle in our throat. So today we're going to be working with these idioms, and these statements don't have any real meaning, but writers use them a lot to make comparisons and help their readers create a more vivid picture of when you're reading the story. Yeah, Jayla.
So, if they don't have any meaning, then they're not real. I'm a little confused.
So when I say I have a frog in my throat, does that mean that I actually have a frog in my throat?
No.
Right. Or if I say, what's another one? Have you ever heard hold your horses?
Yeah, I've heard that one.
Okay, so are you actually holding your horses, or is someone just asking you to be patient and wait?
Yeah, the second one.
Right. So you're not. So these idioms, they aren't actually things that are. The word is called literal. They're not things that are real. These are just things that kind of make our language sound more vivid, so we can picture it in our brains when we're reading. Did that help you?
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Awesome. Thanks. That was a good question. I'm glad that you asked. Okay, so before we get started, I'm going to show 5 different idioms on my tablet, and I want you guys to look at them. Oh, Carlos, can we turn that off, please?
Yeah, sorry, I thought I was on silent. My mom's
It's okay.
texting me.
It's okay. Just put it away real quick. You can check it later when we're done.
Okay, and here we go.
Thank you. Okay, so what I said was I'm going to show you guys 5 idioms, and I just want you to turn and talk to your neighbor, turn and talk to a partner, or raise your hand if you have questions, and just think. We're going to go for about 30 seconds, and we're going to think if we've ever heard these idioms. Do any of them make sense? And can you visualize these in your head? Can you picture them when you're reading them out loud? So these are the 5 that I have. So number 1 is, it's raining cats and dogs. Number 2, I'll do that when pigs fly. Number 3, he's a night owl. Number 4, we're in the same boat. And number 5, it costs an arm and a leg. So take 30 seconds and think to yourself or talk with your someone next to you about these idioms. And if you've heard of them, if you can picture them in your head, and if you know what they mean.
Okay.
All right, guys, can you look back up here at me? Jayla, Will, can you look up here? All right, raise your hand if you had a good conversation. Yeah? Emily, do you mind sharing what you talked about?
Sure. Well, we were saying how all 3 of us have heard the when pigs fly. My dad says that one a lot. And yeah, we've heard a couple of those things before.
Good. Yeah, when pigs fly is a very common one. Does anyone know what it means when someone says when pigs fly? I'll do that when pigs fly. Carlos?
Well, I think it means since like pigs can't fly, so like people say that when they're not gonna do something.
Right, good job. So it's, yeah, saying something is impossible. So they're like, I'll do that when pigs fly. So that means they're never going to do it because pigs will never fly. But that would be pretty funny if they did. Right, good job, Carlos. Okay, Will and Mina, did you guys have a good conversation?
Yes, we did. We didn't think that the raining cats and dogs one was real because it can't rain cats and dogs.
Right. What do you think that means? Hey, Will, what do you think it means whenever we say raining cats and dogs?
I'm sorry. Could you say the question again?
Yeah, that's fine. So if I say it's raining cats and dogs outside, what do you think that idiom means?
I don't know, like something is impossible.
That's what that's what we said for when pigs fly. That was impossible. But whenever it's raining cats and dogs, Mina, do you want to help him out?
Yes.
Any ideas? Anybody?
Since it cannot rain cats and dogs, I guess it just means like when something maybe crazy happens.
Okay, that's a very good guess. Anybody else want to help her out before we move on?
Well, I was gonna say that one. That something was like crazy. Oh,
that's okay. That's okay. Go ahead, Jayla.
I was gonna say that I was thinking the same thing. Like if something is like really crazy happening, that or like it was like a crazy day or something, that people would be like, oh, it was raining cats and dogs.
Right. That is awesome. You both of you girls did awesome. So whenever we say it's raining cats and dogs, we just mean that it's raining super hard outside. So it's like a crazy rain. So you both had a really good adjective using crazy in there. That was awesome. Okay, do we have any questions before I move on to my next activity?
Mm-mm.
We good? All right. So I'm going to show you a video. I'm going to help you with the first one because it's pretty easy and I think you guys can figure it out. Have you all heard of emojis before?
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. I figured you did because you guys are young kids, but I just had to double check. Okay, so this video is going to show us different emojis put together, and then you guys have to guess what you think the idiom is. So for this first one, raise your hand if you think you know what these emojis are saying.
Oh,
Carlos?
yeah, it's the raining cats and dogs one.
Yay, good job. All right, so that's how I'm just going to show you guys a few, and then we're going to we'll keep doing them as a class. So let me go to the next one. Okay. How about this one? So this first picture is kind of confusing, but this is a price tag. And then this is an arm and a leg. So do we have any ideas what we think this one means?
Oh,
Jayla?
yeah, I think it's the arm and it costs an arm and leg.
Good job. This one took me a second to figure out because I couldn't figure out what the tag was. But then once it showed the answer, that's meaning it's a price tag. So it costs an arm and a leg. Good job.
Yeah.
All right. This one's kind of tricky. I didn't give this as an example, but I wanted to see if you could figure this one out. So it's a cat and a hand and a tongue. Has anybody ever heard an idiom that talks about a cat? Will?
Is it a cat punched my tongue?
Oh, so close. So this one is cat's got your tongue. Cat's got my tongue. So really close.
Oh.
Have you heard that before?
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
that
I've heard
means,
it
so
too.
cat's got your tongue. That means is a cat actually pulling on your tongue or is it just hard for you to speak at the time?
Yeah, it's hard to speak.
Right, good job, awesome. I didn't know how you guys would do with that one. That's great. All right, next one. This one's a tricky one too. So what do we do with our noses?
We smell.
We smell with them. So this one is saying, I smell a rat. Have you ever heard that phrase?
I think so, in like a movie or something.
Do you have any idea of what it means? No, this one's kind of unfamiliar, but this one, whenever we say that we smell a rat, we suspect that something not good is going on, like someone's being a liar or someone is they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. Okay?
Oh yeah. I remember watching a movie where it was like, I can't remember the movie, but it was like a bad guy and he was like, "Oh, I smell a rat."
There, perfect. That's exactly right, Carlos. Good job. All right, next one.
And end simulation, please.